You have tuned in to the Assembly of the Arts. Glad you're here. Appreciate the listen. I'm Gary Ballard Jr., founding director of the Assembly of the Arts. And this is our first podcast. Thank you for tapping into our inaugural podcast. I have been in full-time ministry, full-time social service for 26 years this year of 2020. October will make 26 years for me. Started in October of 1994. I can't believe it's been this long. Dealt with a lot of families, a lot of young people, men, women, the whole family dynamic, social sciences on a whole. And we're opening up this medium with a sit-down conversation I had with three young men that I remember being born. Watched these young men grow and had the pleasure of even my wife and I babysitting a couple of them when they were really little. And now here they are towering over me, if not taller, then wider or both. And I wanted to talk to them now that they're in their teens and pre-20s about what it's like living on their own. They've moved out on their own and they've grown up in ministry with quite a bit of life teaching. And so now they're striking out to apply it. And them coming from the perspective as millennials is very interesting to me. I learned a lot hearing these young men and their perception, perspective, and view of the world as they venture into building lives for themselves, starting from scratch. Not much more than the education that they've got through public school system and the wisdom that they've gleaned from their parents and just life experience. So this is something that I've done for decades. And I wanted to record it this time, and with their permission, of course, to let you all hear straight from the generation what it is that they see and feel as these young men go to build their lives from scratch. Hope like it was for me, hope for you, it'll be a good learning experience. And man, I learned a lot. Get a lot of empathy when you hear life from perspectives other than your own. So here's part one of a 4-part podcast. Speaking to Joshua, CJ, and Daniel. We appreciate your comments, subscribing, share it. Let me know what you think. All right. Let's get into it. Assembly of the Arts podcast, episode 1. All right, who I got with me? Let's start on this side.
You got Joshua Taylor over here. You got Daniel Taylor right here.
You got CJ Lacey over here.
All right, so we got some of the young guns that we got some of the young guns. I got pictures with these young men in here where I'm taller than them, and they all about up to my armpit. Now all three are bigger than me, taller than me, pretty much. Plenty bigger. How old are y'all now?
I'm 19. I'm 21.
22.
All right, so y'all still kind of young, especially 19.
Yeah.
Young, something in bubble gum, that's all. I just wanted to get y'all on the cast and see how it's going. We're not going to try to force the conversation real spiritual. We just want to talk real talk. But whatever comes up, comes up. But I just want to know how it is for y'all. Y'all are all three out the house, all three on your own. I remember when y'all were little kids, saw all y'all grow up around the church, in and out the church, that kind of thing. And what's it like out here?
Hard.
You answer fast?
Yeah. It's just hard. Like your parents tell you, you got all these bills to pay. Don't get in a rush to leave and do all this other stuff, and then you really be like, oh, I don't care. I can handle it. It's all on me. I'm a grown man. When you hit the age of 19, but once you get out there, you got credit card bills to pay. You got a car note to pay every month. You got bills to pay. You got lights to keep on. It's pretty much on you. Like once you leave, mommy, daddy ain't gonna hold your hand no more. So you better keep it real with yourself. Can you afford it? If not, you better have a real conversation with your parents talking about, Mom, I might not have to come back home. I messed up. I left too early. I need to come home.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What y'all think?
I'm gonna have to second off of his because I went through that. I got 2 apartments in my name, and I was like $6,000 in debt because I moved out early. I called my mom. I was like, I gotta come home. I can't afford it. I'm $20,000 in debt already, and I'm not even 20 years old. So I gotta come home.
What you mean early though? Why y'all use the word early?
Cause I think that like when we think we turn 19 and people call us an adult, we think we're ready for what adults do. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we really not ready. We still got the mind of, I know I'm not gonna speak for the other two, but I'm still in the mindset of a teenager. I want to go hang out with friends every night. I want to have fun. I want to go downtown and stuff. But in reality, you don't work, bills don't get paid. Bills don't get paid, you back at home with your mama, and mama's gonna ask you why you come back home so soon. You say you can handle it by yourself. I still got a teenage mom, and I don't know what I'm gonna do now.
Yeah. How y'all friends doing that y'all graduated with? Any of them on their own that y'all know of?
Pretty much all of them.
All of them? How they doing?
They're doing pretty good. From what I've seen, I mean, there's only so much you can do. You know what I mean? Being young and trying to just feel your way out in life, and you know what I mean. I'm in a similar boat. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and complain about stuff. I feel like my dad was pretty lenient with me, telling me I needed to, get my stuff together and stuff like that. He let me live in the house for a pretty long time. I'm not going to sit here and say they didn't tell me stuff about, what was going to, happen, when I grew up or whatever. They told me, I was pretty well prepared. I mean, not everything, but enough.
Is it what you thought, or is it different from hearing it once you're out there, or pretty much what you thought? I'm
starting to see every day, last couple of years, since I've been 20, I've seen everything my dad was telling me when I was, 16, in those teenage years. Mm-hmm. Everything he's told me has pretty much happened. I made some mistakes and stuff I wish I can get back, but I'm kind of looking at it now as, just stuff that, you just take and just learn from. You can't really do nothing about it. I mean, if you don't make mistakes, then you're not going to, grow. I'm just right now, for me, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be, just going through the motions. I feel like every day I'm, kind of reverting back to those old ways of like, just going through the motions, just trying to like keep my mind sharp and stuff. I mean, it's hard, man. I'm not even gonna lie, it's hard.
Right.
Every day, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's a struggle to try to like, get up and just do the same thing over and over again.
Right.
Like me and you were talking one time, and I don't know if you remember or whatever, but you were just asking me what do you think I'm good at? What do you think I want to do? And at the time, I didn't even really have an answer for you. I didn't know. You know what I mean? I was still going to UNO, and I was just kind of going to school. I didn't know what I wanted to go to school for, and I'm just starting to figure out what I like to do, what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you could know and still, not be in it. You got to kind of find where, how to get in and where to,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just tough. I mean, but I'm not gonna complain. I'm just trying to figure out things, and it's hard, but it's just part of how things go.
I get it.
Yeah.
I thought about something when y'all was talking. I used to always do this. I don't know if y'all remember when I used to do this, but for those of y'all who are listening, I just ripped up a napkin in itty bitty pieces, and what it represents when I drop the pieces, what that represents, and y'all see it's only so many pieces, right? Mm-hmm. Some of them stuck together, but y'all get it. So I just dropped this confetti, ripped up napkin on the table. And that's money. Say that's all the money that there is in circulation in the United States, right? Mm-hmm. Because you have to understand, there's only they throttled it. Banks will take money and they'll send it to the Federal Reserve to destroy it. They'll shred it when it's old, ripped up. Old dollars, when they make new currency, put new faces, come out with new money with new security, strips in them, those kind of things. Especially when you see stuff see currency, paper currency start being knocked off, and start coming out with the fakes and fake bills. They'll update the money with different kind of security features, and the banks will, when they get those older dollars, like when everywhere y'all shop, restaurants, grocery stores, gas stations, when that money goes to the bank and they make those drops, they'll transfer that, cycle out that old money. They'll shred that old money. If you visit a Federal Reserve building, they give little bags of shredded money. It's finely shredded, and you can have it like a little souvenir kind of thing. So they know exactly how much money is in circulation at all times. And what I always used to, tell people, especially y'all when y'all are younger, I don't know if y'all remember, but there's only so much money, currency in the United States in circulation, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
The government has some. Then you hear terms like the 1%, the billionaires, the multi-billionaires have lots of it. You could take like a lot of those off the table, right? And then all of the citizens in this country have to share or scramble for what's left of that. But when you come out of the house, like you all are talking, you start with none, right? You start with none. And that's the thing, like, you have to get it. Everybody talking about getting to the bag or getting to the paper or trying to get their bread up and trying to get the weight, all of that. But the thing is, the money you after, somebody already has it. And so, aside from robbing them and stealing it from them, or scamming, like, somehow you got to get it from all of these companies and then private people. And the government, like, you only got three choices. Government has money, private citizens have money, companies and corporations have money, businesses. So once, you get to a certain age and you have to get your own, and you starting with, if you're starting with none, some people, what they call the silver spoon in their mouth, they get out of the house, or their parents have already, or grandparents or great grands have left money for them to get started with. But like me, you all, if you starting from scratch, it's like, I wonder sometimes as a teacher of young people, how do I get young people to understand when you leaving the house, you leaving with an empty bag, the clothes on your back. Like, everybody wants stuff. We want certain cars, we want certain clothes, we want the jewelry, we want the relationships, we want the household, we want the house, the condo, the jewelry, whatever we want. But if it costs money, where you go get money to get it? You know what I mean? Anytime you're talking about like income or money problems, somebody has it and you have to get it from them. That's why you go work for them. And they say, well, we set aside X amount for payroll. So you work these amount of hours, I give you this amount of money. Then the government say, well, we go take some of that. And then you learn about FICA, and then you learn about Social Security, then you learn about all these other, you know what I mean? Like, it's a money flow, income, trick bag problem. So, it's a puzzle. Like, you got to get money from people. It's not in the sky. It's not in computers. People have the money. The money you three want, that you need, it's out there, but other people have it, and you have to get it from them. You can't take it from them. You have to get it lawfully and legally. And then there's only so much of it out there. I mean, as I say that, do you kind of get it? Like, do those terms kind of change it? Like, what do you think when like the demonstration, like, say the 1%, just do this right here.
It's like, once you get it, then you got to watch, like, you have it now, and you took it from the person that was above you. Now you got to watch. Now, who's coming up next to take it from me now? So now I'm watching the person behind me and in front of me.
No, they don't take it from me. We give it away.
Well, I'm not.
Through the drive-thrus?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, you got it. And then let's say you own your own company now. You work for Walgreens, and now you own Walgreens. You CEO now. Now you're looking like, okay, now I got a chunk of it now. Now I got to watch out who's going to be the next one to get to try to take my spot, CEO.
I'm talking about you.
Be gone.
Like, I'm talking about y'all. Like, y'all are right here on the ground with this. This is where you at. I'm still there. Like, this is where you at. You have to get in the circulation money flow to build with. Like, you need money to start. Apartments, condos, cars, gas, insurances, like you were saying, lights. And you have to constantly keep that coming in. Like, it don't matter today's the 17th and you got caught up from the first. The first is closer than it was a week ago. And you had to do it again. You know what I mean? Like,
My mom always says, she was like, you go to the store with a $20 bill, it's not your $20 bill. It's your turn to use it. It's not yours. You can't do nothing with it. Once you give it to them, oh, I'm going to take a cash back. Let me get $20. That was your $20 you just gave them. It's like... That was a good analogy. Because money don't love nobody. It's a triangle. It's just a triangle. You get it, and you pass it on.
Money don't love you back.
It don't. It causes a lot of evil, a lot of fighting, hatred. That's what this country's built on.
It's not loyal.
It's not loyal at all. It'll make you lose all your friends. It really will. So,
like, what is, like, as y'all think, y'all got to let that sink in because there's so much out there. And then it becomes, what do you want to do? Like you said, it's boring, like the same old, the grind of it. Like, but y'all are young. So really this conversation is kind of accelerated. You know what I mean? But it's good to start letting it sink in while y'all this age, though, especially 19. Like, y'all get to do so much dumb stuff right now. You don't want to, and you definitely don't want it to stick. You definitely don't want to do stuff that's going to stick with you for 5 years, 10 years, or all your life, But this is the age, like you said, where you make mistakes. Like, it's age appropriate. You're supposed to make them. Not only is it, like, okay to make them, people expect you to make them at this age. This is the age where you're supposed to make all the mistakes, do everything you think you ever wanted to do, and then see how that feel to you. And then be like, at the end of the day, what you got to show for, being able to do you now.
Like the blocks in the calendar you showed. And like you were saying how some people go get a degree and then you look up years later, they on the streets. The degree is
that
null
job
and void.
doesn't even
It's
exist
gone.
anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like...
Y'all know that they doing that with diesel trucks now, right?
Yeah. Everything.
Automating them. Satellite,
San
GPS
Francisco,
driven.
I saw that, yeah. They were driving them by themselves, and I was like, who going to drive them? Oh, we're taking your job. It's like the self-checkout at Walmart.
Right.
They're taking jobs away. They're making it easier for the people, but harder to find jobs. But they want you to find jobs. That's the thing. They can't tell you, oh, you got to get out of high school, go to college, get a degree. But then you look up in 10 years, I'm homeless, and I put $85,000 in the school, and now I can't do nothing with it.
Y'all know there's a couple fully automated McDonald's already, right? Like in Cali, yeah. Computers cook the food, everything. Machines, like it's all robotics. And they're testing them out, like, because the robots ain't going to call in. They're not going to be sick and not sneezing on the meat.
They can come fix them whenever
They're not going to steal. They're not going to be back there nibbling.
Unless you got the iRobot happening. But.
Yeah, the robot not going to be snacking, like smashing fries. And then what? What are people going to do when there's no need for that? By that time, though, engineers, people that can fix the robotics and program them and all of that, they're going to be set. They got to be there around the clock to make sure everything's going okay and cleaning it.
There'll be a high demand for them, but then at the same time, it's going to be difficult to get that job.
Exactly.
And you got to have the highest experience, but then you went to school, get a degree in accounting, and now you're looking up, you need a degree in engineering, but you don't got money for it. You don't have time. You in your mid-60s, you're like, what am I supposed to do now?
Right. I mean, y'all at the ground floor, though. Like, y'all early. So at least you can pivot and look at what's changing.
Right.
I mean, y'all on the cusp of generational change. Like, literally, when I grew up, there was no cell phones with screens on them. There was no swiping. Literally no swiping. No flat screens. All our TVs had big backs on them. You know what I mean? Like, this is y'all world. Why y'all looking depressed?
It's just thinking back and like, oh, it's
Y'all look sad.
Everything you say, I think about that kind of stuff every day.
Okay.
Because I'm not like real deep with it or whatever.
Right.
I just try to think of ways I can, try to make my life and my family's life easier. I mean, I see all these people out here, with success and money, and like when I watch the NBA, I see them and their families, they doing well, and I'm like, why can't I do well? You know what I mean? And I'm just, I don't know, it's a struggle, but I mean, you can't like, just give up, and you got to keep going and stuff like that. You hear that all the time, but I think about that kind of stuff every day. I really do, like with the money and like how everything is a cycle, and how they pretty much control stuff like that, and they control jobs, and they pretty much control people without people even knowing. You know what I mean? And then people can't do anything about it really, because all the people that have the power have the money. They have the resources. I mean, you really just kind of got to get lucky, almost. You know what I mean? Because like you hear another example, just all the athletes that are doing well now, they say all the time like, yeah, I'm lucky to be in this position. You know what I mean? They got the opportunity, that they took advantage of it. It wasn't necessarily something that they just thought it was in the bag. I'm gonna definitely, you know what I mean? It wasn't a definite. It was kind of, they just got lucky. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm trying to think, how can that happen for me? Not necessarily getting in the NBA, just trying to do something that I'm good at. You know what I mean? And that I can be successful.
Let me ask you something weird. Then we'll come back to that though, because we definitely want to talk about what we do then. But kind of what you're saying though sounds like an inner peace, like a joy, happiness too. How do you weigh that with the lifestyle you want? Like, can you say, in your mind, do you sometimes think I may not have this, and that ever, or maybe when I want it, so I'll look to see what will make me happy? Or do you ever weed out stuff in your mind? Be like, I may never have a drop top Rolls Royce, but I can be happy with whatever. Or are you somewhere in the middle? Like, how do you go between dreams and like peace, happiness for the next, say, 5 years? Like, is it important? Do you think about it yet, or not really? Are you focused more on just the mechanics of building your life, or what?
To be honest with you, that's what I think about too. I mean, because you can't have everything. Everybody knows that. I mean, you've said it many times. We can't have everything we want. I mean, it's just not logical. You know what I mean? You just gotta take whatever's your setting to get. You know what I mean? Like you always say, man, I don't know. I mean, like, you don't want to think that way.
Yeah.
I mean, because me, I already know I like expensive stuff, but like you said, you gotta have money to get it. You gotta keep money. You gotta have it, constantly, consistently coming through. But yeah, I think about that a lot too. Like, you gotta have something. I mean, you gotta have something consistently coming in for you to be able to have all the stuff that you want. Right. But at the same time, there has to be a middle where you have to say, yeah, I can't have this. Maybe I can't have that. Maybe I can't have this. It's tough, but it's kind of hard to explain. You just gotta have to have a balance. And I know this, it's tough to say that, seeing other people that have everything they want, you're like, why can't I have what they have? But you really can't, say that, because maybe that's not something that's for you.
Do you think the majority of people have what they want, or the majority don't?
I would say, from what I've seen, majority of people don't.
Okay.
They settle for what they can have, and then they cherish it for as long as they can.
I don't think it's all their fault.
Right.
And we can't really say that either, because that don't really matter. People don't really care what's not their fault. You could be born in a situation, and people don't really care about that too much. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, because you have to kind of be selfish too to get stuff that you want. You gotta like kind of cut people out your life,
right?
Stuff like that. I think it's just a whole big mess to be real.
Yeah.
But you just kind of, like I said, you got to get lucky. You got to be like in the right place, the right time to try to meet people. It has to kind of be your setting for stuff to happen. You obviously got to put in the work. You got to be, hardworking and diligent and willing to like sacrifice and stuff. But people don't really have those qualities like that anymore. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I don't feel like doing stuff. I'll be lazy sometimes, just lazy-minded.
Yeah.
And I try hard to like try to think of ways to not be that way, but it's kind of hard. You see other people like you said, everything now is, you can see it. Like, you go on social media, you can see other people living nice, and like, man, you try not to get jealous, because that's not really like the greatest quality to have, but it's hard, to see people doing well and you're not doing like you want to do, and
right.
And it seems like they control that kind of thing. Like, they pick and choose who they want to get.
Are they
stuff
usually
like
younger
that.
than y'all age or older though?
Well, I see it from what I see, it's all ages.
All
Yeah, I
aspects.
really see it at a young age. Like I look online and YouTube and Instagram and stuff. Like we used to be together all the time. It's like that. I looked at the phone, be like, bro, look at her, bro. Look what she's doing. She make a lot of the girl only 12 years old. I'm saying, like, why can't we do it?
Right.
What are we doing wrong that we can't do the same stuff everybody else is doing? Ain't nothing wrong with us. We got
Right.
everything everybody else got. But it's like if you put a crowd of 1 million people in the stadium and you get a claw out, it's like playing a claw machine. You get a claw out, and whoever gets picked up, that's the lucky winner. They're going to get whatever they want in their life. But if you don't get picked up, you like everybody else. You better start from the ground up, like you said. Start from the ground, make your money. And like when he was talking about control, it's like when we were younger, we look at it as, yeah, our parents controlled us. We got what we did this, or we got in trouble for bad grades. We had to do this at school. When we got older, we was like, nobody controls us. But in reality, everybody controls us. The government controls us. It's like we're okay with somebody controlling our whole life. Like every step we take. So let's say I go on the highway right now and I'm speeding, going 100 and 60. The cops gonna pull me over. They gonna control me to get my license, my registration out, and hand it to them. But we okay with that. We'll hand it all over to them. But if our parents control us, we get mad and we say, no, I ain't doing that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that.
Right.
But we're okay with everybody above us to control us. And like I said, when we got older and we like, oh, I want to get out there, I'm going to be grown. Nobody can be able to control me. I can do whatever I want to do. But we still get in control of the way we spend our money, what we spend our money on. Don't pay your light bill or your hot water. See how long that's going to last for you. You're going to stink. You ain't going to be able to see nothing in your house. Don't pay rent. You're going to have an eviction on it real quick. But we okay being in control. We settled being in control. We don't care about nothing else but being in control. That's all we know is who going to control us next. Like for president-wise, President Trump get out of office, we looking like, who we going to vote for to control us next? Let's go. Oh, you want to control us? You got a real argument. Let's get him. But in reality, we're okay with that. We'd rather do that than separate ourselves and be like, no, I'm done being getting controlled. Let me do me now. We don't want to do that. We want to get control for our whole life pretty much. But me, as I say right now, I'm not going to be getting controlled. I'm going to take that step and step out that circle and be like, now I'm about to fight for what I want to do, and I'm going to get it. I'm done being controlled. People tell me what to do and what I can't do. It's time for me to do what I want to do and stop letting people tell me, I'm going to control you doing this. You want a car? $15,000. I don't got it. Well, you're not getting a car. I want to be able to $15,000, here the money, then I want the car then. Let's go. People control us, and we okay with that. We'll settle for being controlled our whole life. And we let
You
it.
know, a lot of rich people, when they have interviews, that's what they say they love about being rich, is they get to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, and nobody gets to tell them anything.
Because they have no aspect, like you said on Sunday. They have no fear. They do whatever they want. Like I mean, I remember T.D. Jakes was talking about it. About what's his name? Started with a Z. He climbed up the tree for Jesus to come by.
Zacchaeus.
And he was like, that tree was already planted there before he was born. So for him to climb up there, it means he was looking for something. He said, rich person would tear down the tree before they climb up it. Like they have all control, all power. It's like a puzzle. Your parents start the puzzle, but then you have the expectation of, I got to find the piece now. What goes next? Because if you don't, you're sitting there confused and your pieces all over the place. You don't know what to do. So what he said is like the control is just high. I mean, I don't remember that paper I typed for you. Like the average black family brings in $32,000. They spend 3/4 on cars, jewelry, hair. Well, what you gonna do with that once it breaks down? Or like the Indian Reserve, when you said they build car lots next to Indian Reserves. Well, they get their little money from the government. Their money going right back to the government. So I mean, it all populates around money and power. Rules a nation. That's all it is.
Is understand, like, y'all outlook is very much age appropriate, and then at y'all stage of life, what you're trying to do. I'm just glad y'all seeing things for what they are on the level that you're living life at right now. You know what I mean? And y'all sound like sober young men. I mean that literally. Like, it's either see what y'all see, know what you know, feel what you feel about it, or be high all the time. So you don't see it and don't feel it. Like, that's all it is. The high is just not to feel the stress of what you see and what you know to be true. It's just an escape temporarily. But again, it's taking money, so it still ain't helping the situation. You know what I mean? But you literally can work your way up and out of that vacuum that pulls you. You know what I mean? You said something earlier that made that is really relevant right now there are so many economists that are teaching against college education, saying that financially it's just not worth it.
It's not.
Like literally, you owe the government after 4 years after high school, you owe them tens of thousands of dollars with loan debt. You know what I mean?
Right, and it takes-
For jobs that are not going to sometimes last long enough for you to pay the loan back off.
And then you're more in debt. And then you look up, you're dead, and you got a debt collector knocking at your door.
And have to start all over again.
Exactly. Or you got to file for bankruptcy, and you're like, well, there goes a hit on my credit. Now I got to start. Can I get an apartment? Can I get a car? It's a cycle. Like you can't break it unless you actually break the cycle.
And everybody's trying to come to this country.
And it's like that thing about you said about credit. It's like we want to get a car at a young age to start our life off, get apartments, all that. But when we go there, it's like, hey, I ain't got no credit, but I want to build my credit with you guys. All right, let's see what you can do. You run my check, everything. Oh, you ain't got no credit, we can't do that. Okay, but when I do have credit, if it's bad, you still not gonna do it.
No credit.
So it's like the rich get the rich, and the poor stay with the poor. There's no going above it. You either in the poor or the rich. And if you're not in both categories, then you're staying at the bottom with everybody. You're struggling like everybody else is doing.
There's no change in level.
It's like a circle. It's like you're going to get paid amount of money. The government going to take his money out. You're going to go to the grocery store, get groceries for your household. You're going to pay your bills. You're going to pay your other bills. And then when you come back around, same cycle. On Monday, after I get paid that Friday, I got to work again. I got to get up to go to work. Got to pay my bills when I get paid. Give the government their money. Monday start again. Got to get up, go to work.
Do y'all feel like that is all life is right now for you, though, at this age with what you're doing? I know there's more to life than that, but for now, is that like it?
That's me.
When you wake up, go through your day, go to bed at night, this is it. Like, this is your life. Is that how you feel? Is that like the reality of right now for you? I mean, you're young, you're building. Like, is this it? Like, for now, like, is this all you see? I'm not talking about dream or thoughts. Like, is this it for now? Like,
I mean,
for what y'all see every day.
from what I see when I wake up,